About 2 weeks ago, the Pokemon Presents revealed not only a new mainline game coming soon, but new starter Pokemon, Sprout, Pombon, and Gekwa. And for today, I'll be drawing my predictions of what I think these Pokemon's evolutions will look like. And I'll be very blunt, I never drew Fakemon before. I have no experience and I have no clue how to make a believable looking Pokemon. For most of my art history, I only know how to draw humans and anime. Yes, it sounds really pathetic saying it out loud. So I thought it would be a nice challenge and attempt at drawing something I don't usually do. Now with all that out of the way, let us begin. Starting off with the grass starter, Sprout. I think this little guy is goofy looking, in a good way of course. It was surprising to see another grass starter as a bird since we already have Rowlet, but hey, it's Game Freak, they could do whatever I guess. I also enjoyed the memes the internet created, so I thought it would be interesting to make the middle evolution into a Roadrunner. I don't know why I chose a Roadrunner, but I just thought it was a cool bird. Plus, my old elementary school's mascot was a Roadrunner. I had some references of other middle grass starters, and this will apply to the other starters. I wanted to keep the leaf eyebrows and decided to grow them a little like Sprouts. And I made the body a bit more bird looking. I added some leaves on the back to make it look like its tail, and a few more leaves on the back of its head. This wasn't intentional, but it kinda looks like a samurai helmet. I made the yellow feathers a bit more saturated, and I added a few more dark greens on the beak and on the talons. I present to you Herbrun, the Roadrunner Pokemon. This Pokemon can dash at fast speeds to escape from predators or to catch prey. It is said that the leaves on its tail are used for herbal tea to cure certain illnesses. I honestly think this guy turned out okay. I think Sprouts would evolve into something like this. Not exactly a Roadrunner, but a specific type of bird maybe. Next up is the final evolution of Sprout. I decided to make it into a secretary bird. I don't think there's a Pokemon based on these birds, so I think making them into a Pokemon would be really cool. I also think these birds are very interesting with the way they look and how they defend themselves. They remind me of a runway model with the way it stands and its face looking like it's wearing makeup. So I made the leaves on its forehead a bit more of a mask. Then I try and make it its body to sort of look like the actual bird that it's based on. The tails have a bit of orange and yellow to make it look more colorful. As for smaller details, there's bits of orange on one of the leaves and on its eyes. And then I made its feathers into this lime green color. A little bit off topic, but I also like how I drew the stance on this Pokemon. Behold, Secretary, the stance Pokemon. This Pokemon attacks with its strong legs. It strikes with sharp talons to stomp at the weak points of its opponents. The force is enough to break through tough steel. Also like how this one turned out. I'm sure whatever the final design of the evolution is gonna look like is gonna be more interesting in concept and design. But for now, I'm proud of the results and I think it's pretty cool. Also, it can fly even though it's not a flying type. Now we are on Pombon, my favorite between the trio. I love dogs. Any kind of dog is cute in my eyes. Samoyeds, Shibas, Huskies, Goldens, Corgis, I can go on. So I was looking forward to creating its possible evolution. I simply made it a bigger Pomeranian with a mix of Samoyed. I kept some small details from Pombon into this doggo, like the design of its fur on the back of its head. I made the fur so long to the point where it's covering its eyes like bangs, and I thought it would be very cute. I honestly just made it more fluffier and changed the color of the fur to be more orange. I also added some more red onto the fur with the bangs and the legs. As for final touches, I added some white on the paws. I present to you Pomburn, the Blaze Pokemon. Pomburn are known to be very clumsy due to the amount of fur it grows, thus covering its eyes. However, it is very friendly and easy to train. I really hope Pombon evolves into something like this. Just a very fluffy dog, that's all I want. Also, if you're curious what its eyes look like, it would be the same as Pombon's. The topic of starter final evolutions is a bit controversial. Many people tend to dislike modern starter Pokemon for being too human-like. And that's just not starters, I think that's just Pokemon in general. I personally don't mind if a Pokemon is human-looking or not, I just want it to look cool. But that being said, I'm making Pombon's final evolution quadruped because I see it more likely being on all fours. But if it does turn out to be bipedal, then that's fine. I just hope the design is good. Got inspired by Entei and Arcanine with it being a big, fluffy dog Pokemon. And surprisingly, I got inspired by some Palworld designs, like Kitsu and Blaze Howl, mostly on the fire aspects. So I added some fire on its forehead and adds its tail. Side note, I'm really proud of how I rendered the fire. Anyways, I added tiny bits of light blue because I wanted it to be a fire ice type. I gave it this pattern on the big tuft of fur to make it look more regal and fantastical. Behold, Permaflame, the temperature Pokemon. This Pokemon can withstand harsh temperatures such as hot deserts and cold tundras. Legend said that ancient kings owned this Pokemon as a sign of good luck. I think this is probably the best one I created in my opinion. It's pretty much Arcanine, but cooler. Hehehe. Get it? Cause it's ice type and...
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, I know, not that funny. Gekwa's evolutions were difficult for me to come up with since I'm not very knowledgeable about lizards or reptiles. I never had anyone in my life who likes lizards or owned lizards. My cousin used to have turtles, but then he released them once they got too big. Besides him, I never met someone who is considered a reptile lover. It doesn't help that my mom is afraid of snakes, so the chances of me encountering one are very low. So when I was making the middle evolution, I accidentally made it look like a weird cat alien, which was not intentional, but I went with it because I didn't know how else to fix it. I inversed the colors from Gekwa into the middle evolution. I had bits of purple from the eyes onto the face and the fingers. I made the proportions a little bigger and added a weird symbol on its forehead. I noticed a lot of water metal evolutions look either awkward or a teenager, so I tried to replicate that sort of energy. Honestly, the only ones I like personally is Brionne and Duat. One looks really cute and the other one looks very cool. So I ended up with Rethquid, the moisture Pokemon. Rethquid creates mist to hide from its predators. It likes to be mischievous and pull on prings by throwing mud at them. I think this turned out how I expected it to look. I won't be surprised if the actual evolution looks something like this. All I can say, it's pretty solid. We are on the final Fakemon for today, with being Gekwa's final evolution. And I'm very sorry if you dislike humanoid Pokemon, but I feel like this Gecko is gonna be humanoid. I tried to make it look cool at least. I looked at other water Pokemon starters to get some ideas. I wanted to have that cool aura while also wanting it to be a diva. Also, I accidentally made its body similar to Mewtwo. Oopsie. But honestly, I was trying to make it more of a fusion between Sceptile and Inteleon in terms of its body shape. I added some more purple onto its body and even inside of its mouth. I gave it these dark blue lash things on its face. Honestly, I don't even know what to call it, but all I know is that it looks cool. I added some purple patterns all over its body. Its waist having some patterns that look like ribs, and its forearms looking like it's wearing gloves. I present to you our final Fakemon of the day, Veneko, the filtering Pokemon. This Pokemon consumes toxic waste to clean dirty water. It uses that sludge to attack by releasing it from its hands. I'll be honest, this one ain't too shabby either. I know some people may not like it, but you know, that's fair. And that is all of the starters. I'm honestly surprised on how well they turned out. I feel like I could have designed them better, but hey, it was an attempt. I think my favorites are still the Pombon line. I know it's a bit biased, but come on. I really like the concept I made for the final Evo. Regardless, this was fun to do and fun to research. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments, and if I should make more Fakemon. Make sure to like and subscribe for more, and until then, I'll see you later. Farewell.